No,
What's the adjustment been like?
nah, I'm already used to it. It's fine. Yeah.
What's the adjustment been like coming from Rice to here?
Probably just like the competitiveness for sure. You know, like that was mostly like one of the reasons why I wanted to come here too, because you could tell by like the strength program, the guys who are like competitive guys who want to be better, be the best, and that's been the biggest difference for sure. But I mean, I'm loving it though.
What's your weight at right now?
335,
Oh, that's lower than how much have you dropped?
30 pounds.
How hard has that been?
I mean, honestly, it wasn't too hard because I mean the strength staff here is amazing. The nutrition staff is amazing as well. I mean, they put together a really good plan for me, and yeah, like it was a pretty straightforward process thanks to them.
Your ideal weight now is this where you want to stay?
Yeah.
What was it about Ohio State that made Ohio State the right place for you in the training process?
So kind of what I was saying earlier about the culture, really. Like you can just tell that the guys here are competitive. They want to be great. They want to be the best in the country, and they showed that last year. And yeah, it just really stood out because I mean, back in my old school, there was like a really good family connection. I was kind of afraid of like whether I'll find that at another school, but I mean here like the guys are really close knit. They're all pushing each other and trying to be the best. And
what stood out about this interior offensive line group that you're playing next to?
really like just like how like the knowledge that they have, like they're really good into like helping me understand the system, and like they're really good with the points and everything. Like they're really good communicators, which is something that I haven't. It's kind of new to me, but it's great.
But communication is really important. On the
It really
offensive
is,
line,
yeah.
right? Can you? I mean, just how important is that to have that chemistry and have that communication?
Well, yeah, I mean the connection and chemistry is incredibly important because I mean these are people that you're playing with. Like you're gonna be working combos with them. Like you're gonna see them every day. So I mean you have to at least get along with them, understand where their mind is at, especially in a game, for sure.
You played both left and right tackle. What are you doing mostly this spring?
Left tackle. Yeah.
You had 1 year there at Rice at left tackle.
Correct.
How'd you find that team like?
I mean, in high school I played right, and then by my junior year, by senior year, like, moving to left. And yeah, I mean, it was a pretty seamless process. I mean, the coaches at Rice, Coach Davis, he was really great in helping me transition. And yeah, I haven't really felt a significant difference or challenge.
There was some draft analysts that was surprised that you didn't turn across on Tom Leaving just shocked that you turned pro would have been a second round pick in his opinion. Did you consider turning pro?
Yeah, I mean, that was on my mind, but at the same time, I also realized that I wanted to continue to develop and continue to be great, which is why I wanted to find a good school where I can have a good O-line coach who's going to help and mentor me. And I mean, Coach Bowen is it. Like, I've always noticed myself getting better and improving at things that were big discrepancies in my game.
Think about the depth in this room. Obviously, they're losing Donovan Jackson and Josh Pryor, but a lot of guys back from the national championship team, from Ewan and from Phil Danielson. Just what do you think about the depth in the O-line?
I mean, it's an amazing thing. I mean, we're all pushing each other to be great, and it's competitive, which is, I mean, that's the best place to get better.
Did you seek out Ohio State, or he seeked you out?
No, I most definitely seeked out Ohio State.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how did you know you had a shot to even come here? How does that work?
Honestly, I really didn't know. It was just kind of a hope thing. I mean, I put a lot of prayer to it. Talking with my family, talking with my agent, like my old O-line coaches at Rice, and like they really helped me through the process. Like I mean, without them, I don't know whether I would be here right now. But yeah, but by the grace of God, I ended up here. I'm grateful.
Obviously, Justin Fry was the coach when you came here. What was that kind of transition like of him leaving and then Tyler Bowen coming in?
Honestly, it was pretty seamless. I mean, both of them are incredibly good coaches. They both know what they're talking about. They're really tuned into the fine details. So, I mean, yeah, I wasn't worried at all. It was just business as usual.
What are the biggest things you like about playing for Coach Bowen so far?
He's a really good communicator. Like we meet a lot, and he's really good at just kind of like pointing out the fine details and how you can improve your game. And then when it comes to different skills and everything, just how to like fine tune it during practice and everything.
Can you describe
Two more questions.
the kind of player that you are? Describe the kind of player that you are.
Well, I guess I try to live by being the hardest working person on the field. So I mean, and that's what I want to do. Like I want to spend the most time watching film, spend the most time like after practice getting extra work because I want to have that edge. And I feel like that's how I would describe myself.
You're talking about deficiencies in the game. What are you trying to work on?
Well, I mean, yeah, I can always be better at a lot of things, but just really like footwork and everything, and just being consistent. That's the biggest thing for me, just being consistent, which is what Coach Bowen is really helping me do.
You talk about dropping that weight, right? You said you lost 30 pounds.
Correct.
Has that been an adjustment playing at that weight compared to maybe what you were doing?
No, I feel a lot better moving.
You feel a lot better, okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't lose any strength
No, I feel.
Did you know you were gonna have to lose that, or?
Yeah, no, I knew, and then talking to dietitians and everything. I mean,
How's your diet changed?
well, I focus a lot more on getting the right macros into my meals, and that was really the biggest thing. I mean, the biggest thing about losing weight is diet. I mean, but yeah, it's like a lot more protein, less carbs, stuff like that, vegetables with every meal. Yeah.
All right. Ethan, thank you.
Awesome, thank you. All right, y'all have a good day.
It's been good. We got a new line coach, getting adjusted to that. He's been doing a really good job, though. He brought 3 other guys in, just getting around, building our relationship, so it's been pretty good this spring.
You're listed at 6'6", 341. What are you at
now? That was when I first got here. It's changed a lot. I gained weight during the playoffs, just traveling and eating, but now I'm around 321-ish.
Okay, is that where you want to sit? Or?
Yeah, I feel pretty comfortable right now. I think I moved pretty solid out of this weight, so I think I'm going to stay around here.
What's been the biggest adjustment moving from high school to just
I think just the concepts and stuff, it was a lot easier in high school. You don't have to know that much. Just into the plays and stuff like that. Obviously, the physicality in college is a lot different. So I would say mostly the concepts, though.
You obviously committed when Justin Fry was coach, now Tyler Bowen was coach. What has that, learning process been like under Coach Bowen and
it's been really good so far. I didn't know what to expect at first. I wasn't familiar with him before he came here. I got a meeting with him when he first came here. Got to know him pretty well. We're building a really good relationship. He's been really good to all the freshmen. He's been pushing us for sure, but the transition has been really good so far.
What's been your primary position and your secondary position?
Right now, our primary position is left tackle. I haven't really played anywhere else so far. He's good. He's very level-headed, very humble. Obviously, we all have work to do, so we're going to keep doing that. But he's a great guy.
What are your expectations
Yeah, just to try my hardest this spring. Obviously, move in the fall camp. Do my job, and wherever they're going to put the best 5 on the field at the end of the day. So, whatever Coach Bowen thinks, that's what's going to be his decision.
You mentioned having 4 offensive line coaches. How much does that help to have so many different brains?
It definitely helps a lot. Whenever you have a question, it's so easy to get feedback. I mean, you don't have to ask just Coach Bowen. You can ask Dickey if you want to, whoever you want to ask. There's just so many resources. So compared to last year, we had three guys. It was Justin Fry and then Coach Lean and then one other guy. But it's been a lot different, and I've been liking it a lot more.
Do you feel like you're able to get more, individual instruction with having so many good coaches like that?
I definitely can say that. We know we hold a lot of meetings, so talking to specific coaches about different things, all of them explain stuff a little different, and just to be able to find one that is, it speaks to you in the way you like it too. It's been a lot helpful.
Carter, you said you changed your body a little bit since you got here. Have you felt the difference already in spring ball?
I definitely have. I would say I was a physical in high school, but I've been a lot more physical. I can tell just, with Coach Mick and the strength staff, they help you a lot, just explosion and all of that. So I appreciate the strength staff a lot. So Coach Day asked all the seniors before we came in. They asked them if they were okay for us to come with the playoffs with them, and they all just gave it a green light. They wanted us to experience that for the next time we're in the playoffs, so we could see that. I think that's helped tremendously. I think it made us mature just being around those guys and knowing what to do when we do get to that place.
Are there ways that you've already seen that pay off?
I definitely can say, just maturity-wise, especially from this class. I think we all just came in a little bit maybe immature, but we've definitely grown throughout that process. It's very inspiring. Me and Donnie were pretty close. I like to talk to him a lot. So, just seeing him move from guard to tackle and just make such a huge jump in that little time was just really cool to watch. Yeah. They're all from different places, so it was at first I think it was a little hard for them to mesh on the lingo, but now they've got it down packed. They're all telling us the same exact thing, so that's been helping a lot. I mean, obviously they can explain stuff a little different if you like them to, but they've been doing a good job of keeping everything together.
Dickey in particular, what's he brought to you? What are tidbits or things he's brought opened your eyes?
Just a little older play style, I could say. He's not like too fancy on all the technique stuff. So I like just how straightforward he is with all the technique stuff for sure. Just very straightforward.
I know you know Luke pretty well, both being from Toledo. How have you just seen Luke grow here so far going into this year?
I think I've been watching him for a while. You know, I've known him like you said, but I'm just seeing him grow as a leader has been really cool. Just seeing him a while back, you know, I think I was a sophomore, he was a senior. We always played against each other, but seeing him move into that leader role has been really cool to see.
What kind of leadership is he bringing to that unit right now?
Just always talking to the younger guys, encouraging us, you know, telling us what we need to do, and not only the younger guys, but the other guys just encouraging us as a whole.
And what's his story mean to you? I mean, obviously, this time of year ago, he wasn't even sure where he was going to fit in or whatever. Now, all of a sudden, especially through the playoffs, he was a force. I mean, what does it just tell you about perseverance, but also a season?
I think it really is just to never give up. I mean, obviously, you might not start the first game, maybe not even the second game, but you can always make an impact if if that's your desire.
Who have you been leaning on in these last couple of weeks? Players on the team that you know kind of teach you the ropes and kind of teach you different tricks and trades. Who you know on the offensive line has kind of helped you out in that?
I would say Austin and Luke a lot. You know, I talk to them pretty often, especially about technique stuff. Austin's been playing little different places, so he's been helping me on a lot of my small technique things, just what to do for sure.
Is it the small stuff that is a big adjustment from playing college ball? Is that really where kind of you have to make the most of, do you think?
Yeah, it's definitely the smaller stuff, just like, you know, hand protection, stuff like that. Nothing drastic, so it's been good. The transition hasn't been too crazy.
Carter, exactly what positions have you been repping?
Only left tackle.
Left tackle.
Yeah, so far.
You feel pretty comfortable there?
I feel very comfortable, yes.
These are grown men you're going against. Kenyatta and Dayton are like 22, 23 years old.
Yeah. Obviously, that's a lot different than in high school. You're playing, 16, 17, most 18. So it has been a lot different. The first couple practices weren't my best, but I've definitely adjusted pretty well this spring.
Carter, two more questions. Carter, I asked Jim on kind of the same thing. You guys, obviously, Coach Fry was very close. He came with Toledo a handful of times, and then all of a sudden, by the time you get up here, he's gone. How's it been getting to know the new offensive line coach?
It's been really good. You know, obviously we had all the freshmen had a really good relationship with Coach Fry. You know, then seeing him leave was actually a little hard, but we all kept our minds open with Coach Bowen, and we're liking him a lot. We've been developing relationships with him, and he's been really good to us so far.
Good. All right, Carter. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Here so far this spring, do you feel like you're getting to that point where you're ready to make a bigger impact on this team?
Yeah, I feel like, every day, just being consistent every day in what you're doing. I feel like it's a big thing in what I see myself doing. So just being more consistent every day and just knowing what I'm doing is a big thing that I've been working on.
Josh, where all are you repping right now?
I'm just repping center right now. So.
And obviously Carson's there, and he's played the position quite a bit. You've had to sub in at times. Just
Yeah.
what's your feeling, how confident you are if they came to you and you had to play a series of games?
Yeah.
You feel like you're ready? You're confident?
Yeah, I feel like I'm ready. I feel like my strength's there right now. I feel like I've got my weight up to 300 pounds. So, that's a big thing I've been working on these past couple of years. So, I feel like just ready if my name gets called.
Is maintaining that weight difficult at all after you were in high school?
I feel like at first, when I first came here, I feel like it was a struggle, but over the years, I've kind of like maintained it and got my weight up. So. Yeah, I feel like Seth. He's definitely made a big impact on how I play the game now. I feel like I look at like first and second down different because I feel like he's gave me a lot of information how he sees the defenses, like how they move and stuff like that. So I feel like Seth has become like a really good factor in my game and how I improve.
For a guy like that to come in from Alabama and immediately ingratiate himself to you guys and to fit in like that, what insight do you get into like what it means to be a leader?
Yeah.
In your group, even if you're not necessarily playing like he was at the end of last year.
I feel like, Seth, when Seth came in, I knew Seth was a really good player at Bama. He's played in those big games. So, just learning everything he's done and how he takes the next step and how he gives his speeches is something I've took note from.
Josh, you guys obviously have quite a returning nucleus there. Interior line, you, Carson, Luke, Integra, Austin. How have you seen just the chemistry of you guys grown over the last couple of years?
Yeah, I feel like everything is just binding together. I feel like we're all just playing really good next to each other and everything's been going really well.
Do you feel just physically stronger when you're messing with those big interior?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like that's a really big thing. Really, it's something I've noticed over the years. I've improved on. It's definitely my strength, and Coach Mick's definitely got us going. So,
How do you notice it?
I feel like just over like these past summers, just getting as strong as I can, and then like you just see it over and over and over. You like can stay in those reps, those big time reps. You can just like stay in.
You mentioned kind of learning from Seth and sort of taking notes and things like that. How does that manifest itself on the field?
Yeah, I feel like Seth, what he's done, how he controls the offense, he makes the ID, gets everything going, makes sure he gets the offense set. I feel like it's something I've took note on.
What's it like going back home after with the national championship?
It felt surreal. I mean, something that like you dream of as a kid. As a kid, you grow up from Ohio. You always dream about playing for Ohio State. It's just great that I'm able to be here and play in a national championship.
Do you feel like your wrestling experience still helps you as you're changing your body?
Oh yeah, I feel like definitely. I feel like my mentality's still the same. I feel like wrestling's definitely developed my mentality and I feel like I go out there and I try and like basically destroy someone every time. Anyone I go against, I feel like I try and destroy them.
What's been your impression of this one?
Oh yeah, Coach Bowen. Coach Bowen is definitely a great person. He definitely gets us going. He's a really good offensive line coach. Okay. Good. Yep.